Hello again, football crazy people. Are you ready for this? If you're not, then just get yourself ready, because there's a man who's ready. That's Adam Gibson of JSoccer Magazine, also known as JSoccer.com. That's the website, in case you haven't worked it out. And I am the loose cannon, amongst other things, doing a bit of bits and pieces for ESPsoccer.com, ESPfootball.com, you name it, it's got .com on the end. Anyway, there's Adam Gibson, and he's going to give us the grand tour of the JSoccer Office. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of shirts in here. It feels like the Kansai Football Museum as far as I'm concerned, but not in Kansai, and never in Kansai was Freddie Ljungberg, apart from when he played possibly against, who would he have played against?
I think you're just clutching at straws, Joe.
I am clutching at a lot of straws.
As featured heavily for at least 3 games at Shimizu Espos. That's Freddie. That's actually a match-worn shirt.
You serious? He only played 3 games?
No, he must have played nine games, I think.
Okay, 9 it was.
Maybe 10, maybe 8.5.
You're right.
He didn't stay too long. He just sort of moved on to greener pastures of retirement.
Oh, I see. So that's where he's at now.
I'm wearing my Calvin Klein.
Do you really want to? You don't want to see that. I was going to move the camera, but I decided against it. I'm just looking after you, viewer. You notice I use the singular.
Yeah,
there.
viewer. There's just one viewer there.
Yeah, right.
And that's my wife now.
Yeah. And yeah, so what else? What else have we got to discuss? You was talking about Honda earlier, and it wasn't an accord, was it?
No, but we
there
are.
Was
in
no
accord.
agreement.
There was no agreement, but we are in accord. Oh dear, I really like that.
Yeah.
Honda would love to be seen in the Premier League, and the Premier League would love to see Honda, in my humble opinion.
If he stops burning bridges, because
exactly.
He can't go to Chelsea because of that.
No, he's basically told PSG that they're not a very big club. He's told Napoli, don't bother coming because I don't want to play for you. So
when he said PSG, are you sure he didn't mean PSV?
No, PSG.
And the interpreter got it right. Okay.
Maybe the interpreter got it wrong.
No,
Honda speaks good enough English.
All right, okay, I'll let you off, Honda.
Ah.
Because PSG are a huge club, especially now, and they are based in Paris after all. So that's got to be big in anyone.
Paris,
gay Paris.
But
let's not talk about that kind of thing.
Never mind.
So, right, where were we at? I've completely lost the plot now.
I think we should discuss the guys in the Premier League.
Yeah.
There he is, Mr. Miyaichi Ryomi. He's moved on to Wigan, and I think that's probably a reasonably good move, because he's not quite ready for, or rather, Mr. Wenger's not quite ready to play him, is he?
It's a good job he's not playing rugby in Wigan, because he'd have to do the up and under. The way you said Wigan reminded me of that. Sorry about that. All right, so
Eddie Waring, just on frontier, it's a knockout. Sorry.
So Miyaichi, is in Wigan. Tell us about the other Japanese imports in the Premier League.
We have Tadanari Lee, who was featured in JSoccer Magazine,
right,
on the same cover as Freddie Ljungberg.
Clutching at magazines.
So
I was clutching at straws.
There's Freddie, of course.
And
wearing 21 last year.
Where's Tadanari Lee? Is
Tadanari Lee.
Tadanari,
goal
even. Why do I always give him a funny name? But anyway. So that's what he does. That's his signature sort of goal-scoring exploit.
He played for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, as featured in the salmon pink shirt here.
Salmon pink, eh?
Yes, salmon pink.
Leapt like a salmon to head home.
He did. He leapt like a salmon.
He did that a lot.
The Sanfrecce means 3 arrows. You can see on the badge there. If you get up there are 3 arrows on the badge.
Shoot that poison arrow through my heart.
ABC from Sheffield. And how is Sheffield? No, that's not. So Tadanari Lee, the guys from the Purple Archers.
So he should go to Nottingham Forest by rights, in Robin Hood country and everything.
But that would be rather cruel for him, wouldn't it?
Why would it be cruel? Well, he doesn't want to play in the same team as Friar Tuck. Well, has he got a problem with Little John?
I don't know. Friar Tuck, is that some kind of rhyming slang?
I don't know. It could be. You're going to get me in trouble here, aren't you? So, talking about getting our Endo in.
Endo away.
Mr.
Endo, yeah.
Well, I was going to say away, but then I decided to say in because it sounded a little bit more subtle. So there he is with his signature. And another number 7. I was asking you earlier, I think, about the difference. Explain the difference between the Nadeshiko shirt and also, the difference between that and the male shirt.
Well, David,
is it just in that little line?
It's just the pink stripes. See, this is a real men's shirt which in this light actually looks a bit orange, doesn't it? But it's bright red.
But that's the thing. It's all about the colour contrast. So say that, you know, somebody like me, I was the cameraman, and I kind of get the colour contrast wrong, and it turns out pink looking.
If you were a cameraman,
then what is the difference between Nadeshiko?
If you were a cameraman, then you know you'd be fired already.
I think I probably would be, especially as this is.
Yeah, the Nadeshiko is the pink line. Come on, I mean that's all you need.
Okay, that's all we need to know. And there aren't any other little frilly bits. Why does Nadeshiko not have frilly bits on their shirts?
I'm just looking for a picture in
Yeah,
one of the magazines now. You know?
What's wrong with a bit of you know?
Okay, we've got a lovely picture of.
Yeah, that is a lovely picture.
The biggest difference in the Nadeshiko shirts is they have the World Cup winning crest on there. You know.
Oh yeah. No.
So there you go.
Can't be taken away.
Mind me touching that end there.
That's a pretty good picture.
That's the World Cup winning crest of a young.
What do you call
Kawasumi, who plays in Kobe? So.
And what do you call a young Nadeshiko? Have they got a separate name?
Funnily enough, they're called Young Nadeshiko.
Oh, I see.
Well done, Joe. So,
well, I've just stumbled upon that.
In fact, talking of the Young Nadeshiko, we have the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, Japan 2012, here right now in Kobe. And Miyagi and Saitama and Hiroshima and Tokyo. So I saw a couple of games last week. North Korea 9, Argentina 0. That was a bit of a laugh. 2,700 North Korean school kids ordered to be there for the day and chanting in unison, and there were 7 Argentinians too, I think.
So their verbal support really worked.
Yeah, I guess it did, didn't it? Yeah.
And Argentina, they lost their opening game as well, right?
Argentina lost 6-0 to Canada in the opening game.
Wow.
I was there. It was
historic
fun.
moments, right? And you tweeting away like crazy?
Just tweeting away, and both of my followers were quite interested, I think.
Squawking. Because that's what they do, right, on Twitter. So what else? Have I missed something out that I should slap myself on the wrist for?
Well, not really. I mean, as you can see, we have it's basically the history of Japan in pictures, in shirts rather. Oh, well, we could talk about the Olympic. I mean, this is the Olympic shirt, the red one here, and there is a lot of stuff going on with the Olympic players right now because, as one knows, the captain of Japan, Maya Yoshida Maya, who's playing for VVV Venlo at the moment, has been interesting Southampton.
Where did you get that Dutch accent from?
VVV Venlo.
VVV.
Yeah, well, I said let's go Dutch, and he said okay. VVV Venlo.
He pays.
I know that
for everything.
I know that.
VVV
Venlo. I spoke to the. Sorry to name drop here, but I spoke to the owner and sponsor Halberden of VVV, and they're very honest about the fact that they come to Japan and they pick up a young Japanese boy or two. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yes,
and then they sell them. I mean, Honda originally paid for VVV. Did you know that? Did you know that?
He was a VVV man.
Honda was at VVV.
Yes. And
sounds like a fast show, doesn't it? That's VVV. And and now they're looking to unload Yoshida. They're very honest about it. They need to sell to survive. They're like a crew Alexandra. They bring up the kids and they sell Robbie Jones to Liverpool for 200,000 quid, and then he goes on to be an international.
And of course, Liverpool are about to sign Nuri Sahin. Any thoughts on that particular deal?
Sounds like Arsenal dodged a bullet there, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know about the rest of the people in the world and the Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans, but I've heard figures between 5 and 10 million pounds for a 1-year loan period without an option to sign. What if he's a fantastic player and they haven't even got an option to sign him because he'll go and join Manchester City or PSG because they've got loads of money?
But if he's that good, it's worth the risk. I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans are upset that he's not gone there, even though the money sounded a lot. If it's 10 million for a loan fee, and then of course the contribution to his wages as well, if that's on top of it, sounds a lot of money. But then Liverpool may, well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. And then Liverpool, of course, could still sign the player, even if if he's a success. It just means they're going to have to spend more money to get him.
I suppose they might pay.
Arsenal fans are full of envy at the moment.
They might pay about 30 million quid for him. I mean, who else might someone be paying 30 million quid for this week? Manchester United, Shakhtar Donestk. Isn't there some?
Is there some sort of Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, I got a feeling that this guy's going to be a good guy. I got a feeling.
Don't sing.
Don't sing that because you two will...
No singing. Yeah, we can't have any singing. But
one day, lad, all this will be yours.
So what's the deal? Is it going to be 20 million or 35 million? And is he not going to go from Shakhtar?
We were discussing the fact that his contract of 5 years was up in June.
Somebody said, but then some other sources claim that he's got 2 years left. which is why there's a transfer fee.
I'm pretty sure he signed a 5-year contract in 2007, and it was up in June, so he's obviously signed another one.
Which is very silly of him.
Just so that Shakhtar Donestk can get a load of money.
Yeah, which is, in a way, kind of him.
So it's fair enough. I mean, it's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you can't complain.
And do you think Manchester City are spending silly money yet again? We thought they weren't because they only signed Jack Rodwell during this transfer window, and now it looks like going to sign Scott Sinclair, and who else is on the way? Somebody else, I can't remember who. Looking at my notes, and I still can't see who.
Do they need these players? I mean,
oh, Daniele Rossi.
Daniele Rossi. I mean,
is he going to fit in straight away?
Let's sign everybody up
from
just
Roma?
so that no one else can sign him. That's what they're doing, isn't it? It's like, I want him, so you can't have him, and then he can rot on the bench.
But they must feel guilty because they actually brought some money into the club by selling Adam Johnson, so they feel they've got to actually spend some money.